While I was anticipating it around something like quarter to 10 or 14 minutes to 10 p.m. last night, I just received a call from my son. He simply told me, "Ditapenderwa." Then I just reacted by jumping onto the steering wheel, and I drove as fast as I could from Chisipiti area. Then I drove. I took about probably 10-12 minutes to get here. I parked my vehicle right at the back of that property. There's a road, I'm sure it's called Crane. Then I was armed with a Stribok firearm. I ran through this vacant stand and jumped into my yard through the wall. Right. As soon as I was on the wall, I saw my dogs surrounding the main bedroom, and they were charging. And then automatically I knew there were people inside the house who were intruders. So what I did first, I fired the first shot whilst I was right in the corner there. Then I ran through the garden, and then I did 360 just to check if it was safe for me to attack the robbers. He peeped through that. This is the passage, right? As soon as he came, he showed up on the passage. I shot him. He went down. I shot him in the chest, and he went down. The two others ran back into the main bedroom. Then, in order to confuse them, I went to that window. I fired 3 shots into my bedroom, and I went to the other window facing north. I fired 2 more shots into the bedroom, just to try and drive them out of my bedroom. Right. Then I quickly returned here. I'm sure they were pretty confused. Then secondly, another man emerged. He was quite a young boy. He emerged again from the corridor, same spot. As soon as he showed up, I shot him straight in the head. He fell down. He was wielding another rifle, right? Then there was one of them, a very huge man, had no gun. So what he did was, he was very clever. He tapped the door to alert my son. He called my son, but he couldn't see me because I was standing right here. He was in the light and I was in the dark. He called my son and instructed him to pick the AK-47 rifle, which was, in the possession of this guy who had dropped down first. My son woke up, took the weapon, gave it back to the robber, right? He continued firing, and all along they had been taking turns to fire. They fired a total of 13 shots inside the house. Then this guy, at first he was firing from the corridor. He was not quite sure of where the shooter was, or where I was firing from. So he made another mistake. He then showed up right at the corner there. As soon as he showed up, I dropped him. So there were now 3 dead men inside the house. But the first guy that I shot, he managed to crawl into my guest room. This is where he died. I will show you inside the house. This is where he died. And 2 of them, the one I shot in the head, as well as the one who instructed my son to take the AK rifle, they were right on this corridor. Them from this end, not knowing I was dropping them from a 90-degree angle. So this is one of the shots.
Two of the 3 men killed while robbing the home of a retired police detective were soldiers. Zim Live has learned.
Joseph Namesa, a 19-year CID homicide veteran, took on 5 thugs who were armed with at least 2 AK-47 rifles after they held his family hostage in the Chadcombe neighborhood of Harare on Monday night. Among the 3 men killed were Sanyati-born Tariro Gora, 21, and Charles Kairara, both soldiers in the Zimbabwe National Army. Brian Koga-Tendir, 39, was the 3rd suspect killed. Kairara was one of over 10 suspects in the US $12.7 million ZB Bank cash in transit heist in January, and had been released on bail by the High Court. Tendier, meanwhile, was once jailed for 12 years for armed robbery and attempted murder. Police are closing in on the two suspects who escaped through a bedroom window, making sure they took their slain colleagues' firearms as they exited through a bedroom window. One of the suspects has been named as Tatenda Mumbai. A police source said, "Unfortunately, we're seeing this too often now where rogue soldiers are committing armed robberies." Sharpshooter Joseph Nemesa killed 3 gunmen holding his family hostage on Monday night. Nemesa left home at about 6 p.m. and was in Chesapeake when his son, Courage, called to say there were people attempting to break into the house at around 8:30 p.m. Moments earlier, Nemesa's wife Fadzanai had arrived home and observed 3 men walking near their house. Nemesa, now a lawyer, raced home and took on the thugs in a gun battle that ended with 3 of the raiders dead. The brave former detective inspector said, "They were in my bedroom, holding my family hostage, and one of them had switched on the iron trying to torture my wife so that she would disclose where we keep money. Others were searching the bedroom.
I saw one of the robbers armed with an AK-47 through the window and shot him once on the chest. He tried to crawl away while shouting for help, and then 2 others came into view and I shot both of them through the window." Nemesa believes the gang is responsible for a spate of armed robberies in the Hatfield area. "If they knew it was me living here, I don't think they would have come raid this place," he said. The robbers left with $850, a laptop, a mobile phone, and a shotgun.